Welcome to Chokeholds and Chill. I'm Jen, middle-aged grappler, coffee addict, and proud owner of the world's ugliest armbar.
And I'm Mallory, your training partner who's always laughing, even when being absolutely smashed, submission lover, and early bird fundamentals coach.
Here on Chokeholds and Chill, we dive into the lives of our favorite sparring partners, the highs and lows of training, and what it really means to chase big dreams on and off the mats.
But it's not just about jiu-jitsu. We're here for the laughs, the lessons, and the moments that remind us why we love this crazy sport and this crazy life.
We're here to talk about the good, the bad, and the hilarious, because let's face it, the mat teaches us more than just arm bars and mount escapes.
It teaches us about ourselves and how to navigate through life while being a part of an incredible community of people.
I mean, that's how we met.
Whether you're a seasoned competitor, a white belt finding your footing, or someone who just loves a good story, this podcast is for you.
It's about the roles we take, the people we meet, and the lessons that stick with us both on and off the mats.
So grab your gi, tie your belt tight, and get ready to roll with us.
This is Chokeholds and Chill. Let's get into it.
So, how's everything going, man? Give us a life update really quick before we get started on the pod.
Still teaching.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everything's good. No complaints. No, still teaching. Yeah.
You're in Atlanta, right?
Yep, back in Atlanta. Enjoying it.
Where are you teaching at?
I teach at this place called Roundhouse and ATO Fitness 24/7.
Cool. Are you just teaching jiu-jitsu? Are you teaching striking? What you got going on?
More so striking. Not really jiu-jitsu, but striking.
That's cool. Are you still training jiu-jitsu, or are you just focusing on striking right now?
I don't get in as often as I would like, but I get like 2 days in a week.
Oh, that's good,
That's not bad.
Other days teaching and stuff. So like it's a real tough schedule because I have like early morning classes and I teach in the evening. So
welcome to Chokeholds and Chill. Thank you for joining us today. We have our friend Rafael, and also known as Rafa. We met you guys back in 2022.
yes.
It's been like 3 years, which is crazy. Rafael's trained different martial arts for a long time. And I remember the first time you walked into our gym was because you were just in the area for short term and found that there was a jiu-jitsu gym and you came and checked it out. And like my first impression of you, because whenever new people come in, I always like want to make them feel like really welcome and like introduce myself because I'm like, I want people to stay. And I remember like introducing myself and being like, oh, like have you been training? Or like, have you trained before? And you were just like, yeah, a little bit. And I was like, cool. And then and it was a no-gi class, so I didn't know that you were fucking like
The sorcery.
Like the sorcery. So a little sneaky there. But no, I just thought like right off the bat that you're just super fucking cool. I mean, you come in smelling like that delicious smell of weed. And you're just always super, super fun to train with. So how did you end up out here? Tell us your side of the first impression of coming out here to the coast and everything.
I was dating someone at that time, and basically they told me I need to do something. And she kept encouraging I get back to training, and I was like, let me Google and see. And then I found Coos Bay, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do it at least a couple days a week. There you go. And enjoyed the team, small team, building up. And I had an opportunity to join you guys when you guys were starting out and growing. And looking at you guys now, you guys are huge.
Yeah, it's grown a lot. And you helped coach too while you were here, which was super cool.
Yeah, so I got to make a little bit of money too.
That's cool.
Yeah, because you were teaching the kids a lot. And I know, like, I was a white belt when you came. So I think of like certain people through my jiu-jitsu journey, and you have different people that like have left like a a mark. It was like stuff that they've shown you or whatever has really like stuck with them. So I want you to know you are one of those people for me. Like,
I appreciate it.
There are like a few things, like training with you, and I still like think of them now, and I'm like, oh, Rafael showed me that, or you just have like certain people. So, but yeah, so yeah, I feel like I was like super lucky to meet you as a white belt level, because you definitely impacted my game. Yeah. So can you tell us about
having my first competition with you guys was a fun experience too. Like coming off of the couch and just competing. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Tell us about that. Where'd you compete?
Man, I don't know. I was just off the couch. It was very embarrassing. I was not in shape. I was not prepared. I wasn't anything like that. And I guess me and David, we took a trip up to some other gyms, and they just completely wiped me with a mat. And it was such a coincidence that I ended up matching with some of their teammates at the tournament.
Oh,
and getting my get back,
Yeah.
Practice is one thing and competition is another thing. I wouldn't do some things in practice and I wouldn't do some things in competition.
Right.
Ain't that the truth?
That was fun. And then I just was off the couch, and then I ended up getting second place because I threw up.
We did talk about that. So Christian.
Yes.
So he did his first competition like last month, and he got gold. But he had like a tiebreaker match, and the tiebreaker match that he won, the other guy had stepped off the mat and threw up before they called winner. And Christian's like, I would have won, I think, anyways, but yeah, he did that. And I was like, oh, he pulled a Rafael.
I was like, oh my God, I thought if I made it to the line real quick, but I guess, you got to get your hand raised or something like that. I don't know.
I did not know that was a rule until you brought that to light.
Yeah.
So they didn't want me to win.
No, they had it out for you, bro.
Right, seriously. But so how would you introduce yourself to somebody who doesn't know you?
Man, I just simply say my name is Rafael Jerome George.
All right.
Simple as that. That's it.
And what are you about? Where'd you grow up? Tell us more about you and your background.
Okay. Born in Danbury, Connecticut, raised by way of Marietta, Georgia. Enjoy sports, ran track and wrestling and football in high school, all the way from middle school to high school.
Did you have siblings?
I have an older brother.
Were you guys competitive?
No, we're day and night.
Really? Okay.
I'm extrovert and he's super clean.
Okay.
So he's 12 years older than me. We enjoy some of the same things, video games, obviously.
Yeah.
Things. But maybe, and our love for Atlanta. I'm a huge Atlanta fan. I got to go to Atlanta. I got to go to the Atlanta United game yesterday.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We're about to win a championship there. So
that's epic.
Yeah.
And I took my first international trip when I was 30 years old. And I went to Tokyo for 2 weeks and South Korea for a week.
Wow.
Then I went to Mexico. That was fun.
Yeah, and you've traveled a ton.
Yep, the United States. I got the chance to do the pandemic happen. We got the chance to travel in the United States, New York, Tampa, Oregon, and Arizona. And out of all those places, I thought I really miss Oregon.
Really?
That's interesting.
Like being that close to nature. Yeah. The air was clean. The food was delicious.
It really is beautiful out here. It really is. And we'd take you back anytime, so feel free.
Come on,
to come back.
Tuesday just needs to get maybe a bigger airport.
That would be helpful.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go all the way. Well, we have to drive all the way to, is it Bend?
Or Eugene or Bend, Red Bend.
Eugene.
Yeah.
There you go. Eugene, University of Oregon. Yeah. That was real fun.
Yeah.
I got my hair cut there, and it was the worst haircut I've ever gotten in my life.
In Eugene?
Yeah, in Eugene. I thought College Town, I probably got some good barbers there.
Yeah.
Nope, I was dead wrong.
No, it's a lost art in the state of Oregon. Nobody knows how to cut hair.
Well, it's a struggle too, because you're not going to find anywhere on the coast because you're black, right? So we are a very white area.
We had to travel to Salem.
Right, yeah, that's what our buddy Branch, when he first started training, he was like, man, I had to go out to Eugene, try and find a barber. Like the struggle is real. So,
oh man, tell him he needs to download. I think there's an app called The Cut. Mm-hmm. And it pulls up all barbers and stuff. You can see their work. You can see their pictures. You can see their Instagram. So tell him to look up The Cut.
All right, cool. We'll let him know.
Traveling the country, you got to learn some things.
Yeah. Well, because your hair is always fucking fly. Like you always got your hair looking cool. So yes. I love it. What design do you have in your hair right now?
We had Valentine's Day. So I get my hair cut every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Valentine's Day was last week? Yeah. So I got a broken heart and a full heart with an arrow. Cool. With an arrow going around my head. So
that's awesome.
And I think next week I found my smiley pants.
Nice.
So next week I think I'm gonna do a smiley face.
Nice.
Amazing. Perfect. That's cool. So what were you like growing up? Like were you as outgoing as you are now? Did you cause trouble? Were you in the books? Like what were you like?
Oh, my mom had me doing hooked on phonics. I had to do vocab words.
There you go.
My parents are very educated, so I guess they encouraged me to be educated. Mm-hmm. Elementary school, perfect attendance.
Nice.
Never missed a day of school. Middle school, I don't like those years. They were not that fun. They were not that fun.
That's a rough time in life.
Dude, they were. Growing up, you're getting muscles now, you get big. So middle school was kind of a wash. High school, I found out that you could get C's and still graduate. So there you go. Just found out. Oh, yeah. I did barely enough. And then I went to Georgia Southern, had fun there, had to transfer out, finished at Kennesaw State.
What did you go to school for?
Exercise science.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Now, you mentioned like other sports like track and stuff. When did you get into like martial arts?
I guess you would count wrestling as a martial art. So
okay, so you're a wrestler.
Easily 10 years old.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's probably a long history of wrestling.
That is.
Yeah. And I didn't know wrestling is considered a martial art. So
yeah. Well, when did you start training jiu-jitsu?
Probably my junior year of high school.
Wow.
I was dabbling in it.
Okay. And you're what, like early mid 30s now?
37.
You're 37. Oh shit. Okay.
So you've been at it for a hot second.
Yeah. So it's been like jiu-jitsu like 20 plus years.
Yeah, I'm getting old. Getting old. I just gotta get my black belt, and maybe I'll get a coral belt before I die.
There you go. Dude. Where's your belt at right now? Where are you sitting?
It's still purple. Because right. I don't get in as much as I want to or would like to. Because training and teaching in the mornings, teaching in the evenings. Yeah. You gotta have time to eat. Mm-hmm. Travel time. Mm-hmm. Atlanta traffic is rough.
Yes.
Oh gosh. I can't imagine.
No, thank you.
So obviously you're, into wrestling and stuff as a kid. And when you started like jiu-jitsu, and when did you start like doing striking training and stuff like that?
I was roughly at the same time with Tony Tucci. So roughly he came up to me one day and said, "You want to learn how to kick and punch?" And basically he beat me up. It was at this place called Main Event Fitness in Windy Hill. Mm-hmm. If people are from Atlanta or around the surrounding areas, they'll know where that's at. So they had a nice little ring set up there because I was training with a dude named Tony Villani, and he was the trainer when Jamal Lewis had his 2,000-yard rushing season.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
So we were getting in some serious training. Like I got to train with professional athletes, people going into the combine, people going into the draft. It was pretty fun. And then
that's cool.
He showed me how to kick and punch, and we started with Muay Thai first. And then he ended up opening up a gym called X3. I left for a little bit, came back home, ran into him. Boom. And then started working for him in 2015.
Dude, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
So when did you, because you have a pretty extensive like competition background too. So when did you start competing?
2016.
What was it? What kind of fight was it?
Oh, well, I competed in MMA before I did jiu-jitsu.
Right.
So I had my first fight. Jeez, I don't even know. Wow. It's a long time ago. But I think I was 23.
Okay.
I was 23 and I needed something to do. Mm-hmm. And I took my first fight, and then I would try at best to fight every 3-4 months. So I got to rack up like 11 fights in 3 years, 2 Muay Thai fights, and several MMA fights. And then I got a detached retina, and that put everything in perspective.
How'd you get the detached retina? Take us through what happened there.
Man, playing around with boxers.
Yeah.
Because I'm an MMA fighter, so like we don't box per se. Mm-hmm. But playing around with those boxers, they are very good at what they do. Mm-hmm. And I guess I took too many hits. Dang. Simple as that. And I didn't know if you're farsighted. I think if you're farsighted, your eye is too long. Mm-hmm. So it's easier to get detached. I didn't know that before I got into MMA, but I definitely took a lot of shots in boxing class.
Yeah, that's wild. What was the recovery like for that?
Ooh, let's see. 6 months laying face down.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then I had to, I don't know if it was 6 months, but it was a good 8 weeks, somewhere around there. And
probably felt like 6 months, right?
Yeah, it did, man. I think I learned what insomnia is.
Jeez.
You know how you could be like awake, but you're like sleep dreaming?
Yeah.
That makes sense. You know how you can still dream. So I did that, got through that. But my eye was so detached that they had to put some oil into it, silicone oil.
Oh my gosh.
And when they put silicone oil into it, I would have to have another surgery to take it out. Mm-hmm. So I had 2 surgeries.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
How's it now? Is it pretty good?
No, I've lost like 20% of my vision.
Okay.
Because it's nervous tissue, so like when it doesn't get its nutrients, it dies.
Yeah. My dad has a detached retina, and he's completely lost all sight in that eye.
Oh.
Yeah. But he didn't do what you did. He handled it himself.
Oh, you didn't have the surgery?
No. No. So yeah, you definitely sounds like you went through the ringer more than he did with it, but you have the better outcome.
Did you ever hesitate like getting back into training after that whole ordeal?
I was still teaching.
You were still teaching, okay.
So maybe not striking. I don't really do sparring. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But grappling, I figured it would be fine. Mm-hmm. I figured. I don't know. I don't know how many times people get poked in the eye in jiu-jitsu matches. So.
Right. It's definitely not as common as striking, right?
Absolutely.
So does this change how you train jiu-jitsu, or you just kind of go at it because you know well enough what's coming at you in that sense?
Oh, I just go at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, you do.
There's no hesitation in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Striking, yes. Like I said earlier, jiu-jitsu, maybe if someone throws me real hard and I hit the mat real hard, maybe it could detach my retina again.
Yeah.
But I'll take that risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're pretty good too at like your takedown defense is really good, and you understand like how to control it so well. I feel like it would take like a really skilled and aggressive opponent to like put you on your back to that point.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I like takedowns. So.
Yeah,
I don't like to be on my back.
Yeah,
I'm not a guard puller. Are you guys a guard puller?
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, I'll be the
guard puller. Pulling guard.
You know, you'd be proud. I am working more on my takedown game, so it's in the works.
Wait till you get that first. Yeah. Wait till you get that first lift. When you get that first lift, you'll be addicted to it. I promise.
Yo, it is really fun teaching them now. I always pick the biggest person to demo on just to prove that I can do it.
Yeah,
but
you've been teaching too.
Yeah, like.
So how is that,
dude? You're not the one doing the interview. No, I'm just kidding. It's been really great. I fucking love it, dude. I mean, twice a week for like coming up on 2 years now, and I truly am like so happy doing it. I wish I could do it full time. and not do my other job. But like I will say, and like I know I said it earlier, I'm gonna fucking hype you up, but I have like different people that I've worked with in the past, however many years that have shaped like my teaching style and how like I've learned jiu-jitsu. So like you're on the short list, dude. Like I feel like the time that I met you really was like a shaping point, or a formative part in my like jiu-jitsu. So yeah, but anyways, I love coaching. It's great.
I appreciate you guys. You guys opened up your doors for me, and when I told my friends I'm going to Oregon, they told me don't get like kidnapped or
Yeah. No, it's the Wild West out here too. It's actually like historically, Oregon's not the most friendly place.
I don't know. Coos Bay was. I didn't have no problems.
I'm so glad that you had that
really
experience.
Great to hear, actually.
I had no problems. I got to meet my local convenience stores. I got to do business with them, and I didn't feel any of what my friends said I might feel.
Yeah. That's actually
awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Because it's been a struggle here in the past for people coming from, even just people coming from anywhere outside. It's not been always welcoming. So that's cool that it's gotten
really
better. Yeah. Yeah.
Really? So it changed that fast when I was there?
I think like I've been here since 1991. So I watched a long, like slow progression of accepting other people that weren't born and raised here.
I mean, it's a great place. It's close to everything. Well, like it's an hour away from a lot of different things. So it was a cool place. I liked it. It was a nice jump off point.
Yeah.
To go see all different nature. I didn't really get to enjoy nature like that. That was the first time that I realized that I need that in my life. Got the paddleboard out there.
Hell yeah.
I learned what a coastline and a beach is.
I feel like you're the kind of person that like you could drop into literally any environment with any group of people and just like
let's go,
like make friends and whatever. That's just like your personality. When like obviously when you dropped in and trained with us, were you doing that at other gyms when you were traveling around?
No, that was the first place.
Okay. So you had like taken a break from training while you were traveling then?
I don't even know if you'd call it a break or I don't know, but
hiatus.
I was still training and teaching it when, she would go to New York and I would go up there once a month for like 4 months. So I'd go up there for a week, spend 7 days, come back home. So I still was teaching and training down here. And then the pandemic happened and gyms closed down. And we were like, let's go to Tampa. Tampa was wild. Staying in a hotel, no separation of space. She works nights, I work mornings, or I don't work at all. I'm walking dogs at that point in time.
Yeah.
So, Tampa was wild.
Yeah.
Hotel, it's always nice outside.
I would imagine that there's like a ton of training places there, but probably not open with the pandemic. Yeah.
I didn't even check. See,
really?
That's how bad I was.
Wow.
I didn't even check.
Okay.
Started learning how to cook though. I learned how to cook in Tampa.
Hey, that's great. That's fucking great.
What's your go-to dish?
Man, I love good steak.
Oh.
Good steak with some asparagus.
Nice.
It's like the date dish.
Yeah. So you've done a bunch of other like competitions and stuff. I know you've done like IBJJF stuff, and like some bigger tournaments. Yeah, you've traveled around for that.
Yep.
Where is like the furthest you've traveled for competition, and where's your favorite place you've been for competition?
Furthest is Tokyo.
Wow, cool.
So I did the Pacific Nationals there. And my favorite place was Mexico City.
Cool.
I have heard that. Did you train in Mexico City?
I just stayed there so the competition was Saturday, so I only went there on Monday. Okay. So I didn't have time to really research it. But after I got done with the competition, I actually ran into a group of people that do jiu-jitsu out there. So I did one session out there. I forgot the name of the school. Should remember it, but forgot the name of the school. I think it might have been a Gracie Baja affiliate.
Okay.
So got one training session in down there, went back home. And let me tell you something, the altitude is a real thing.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Altitude is a real thing, and I didn't realize Mexico City is that high. So
what's the elevation for Mexico City?
Man, I think it's like 10,000 feet.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Okay.
Like, it's like stupid, like, for a city.
Yeah. I would have never thought.
And then they got, don't quote me on that. now I got to look it up.
We'll do a fact check after this episode.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to correct myself. 7,349 feet.
Okay. So still high. Very high.
That's still high.
Same thing.
So training all over the place, like you obviously experienced a lot of different gym cultures. I've dropped into a few different gyms and, had different experiences. I really like that our gym is like super low key and like laid back and not, super serious. But like, what's like your favorite gym culture to be a part of, and what's like the best and worst gym culture experiences you've had?
I mean, anytime you step in a new gym, you look like fresh meat.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to size you up. So my coach, Gabriel, always told me, like, when you go into a new gym, you don't want to beat them up too much.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to leave with, some tore ankles or something, or knees or something. They're going to stick the dogs on you.
Yes.
So my favorite place, honestly, was Coos Bay.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm not even going to lie. I felt welcome there. You guys encouraged me to compete. I didn't feel like, now sometimes the roles might start slow and then they start getting a little competitive, but we never tried to beat each other. We just try to compete with each other. And that's all, some gyms, they try to beat you.
Yes.
So I went to, what's his name? I went to a gym in New York. I forgot what it was called. See, I got to remember these. I need to start writing these down.
You've trained in so many places.
Yeah, and I just got done with the competition, and I met a friend up there who actually moved to Atlanta now, so I got to link up with him. And he took me to his gym, and I felt like they were sizing me up. That, and then at X3, we had this thing called, like, on Wednesdays, it was just like, Whip It Wednesdays type stuff. Like, we didn't do no teaching, we're just in there. And X3, we had different gyms. We had like 4 different gyms, but we're supposed to be part of the same team. But each gym had their own like competitiveness about them.
Sure.
If someone from Inman Park goes to West Midtown, it's like a fight. And then the coaches maybe, have a little competition amongst each other too. So, but Coos Bay was my favorite. I felt welcome there. Yeah.
Man, that makes me happy.
I love it. We always we really want to try to have that kind of community at our gym. It's just really important for us. And we don't usually hear a lot from the people that move on and go elsewhere. So that's just really nice that everything that we're trying to work towards with our training partners is actually like, that's what we're giving.
Yeah.
And you gave that to us in return too. Like, not everybody that comes in is just as chill.
Right. Yeah. No, like seriously, like you brought a good like culture yourself, like you're such an upbeat, like outgoing person. And I know like I'm sure that the kiddos miss you because you're like the coolest kids coach ever. And you teach all ages right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like what's your youngest athlete?
Right now it's 11.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's a fun age, isn't it?
Well, I don't get as much as an opportunity to teach kids as often now. So it's mostly adults, but occasionally we get like maybe 1 or 2 kids.
Oh, that'll come to the adult class.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So the gyms I'm at, they have a kids class, but it's like I don't teach those classes.
Okay.
Yet at least.
Yeah.
Cool. So cool. And what is the gym that you work? Where is it called?
I work at 2 places: Roundhouse Kickboxing and ATL Fitness 24/7.
Okay.
They're actually not in Atlanta. One of the Roundhouse locations is in Buckhead / like Lindbergh area. And then the other one is in Sandy Springs, and then APL Fitness 24/7 is in Sandy Springs too.
Dude, they're lucky to have you. Like, for real, man. We're jealous. We miss you here.
I miss you guys too.
So do you prefer training for yourself or teaching?
Teaching.
Same. Love that.
I'm getting old.
Yeah, it gets to that point too where you're like, I can only do so many rounds in a day, so let me just give my knowledge.
I'm just doing it to stay in shape now.
Yeah. Hey, that's we're not getting any younger, right?
So true.
So when was the last time you actually competed? Was it when you were out here?
Absolutely.
Wow. All right.
Absolutely.
Now you're just training the other monster competitors.
There you go.
What's what?
Passing on the knowledge. Being
That's
like,
so great.
This is what I learned going through this. So,
yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
That's so important. I think people like miss that kind of opportunity. So when you are coaching, like what is the favorite thing? Like what do you love most about coaching?
Oh, when people get the aha moment, the light bulb.
Yeah, it's the best.
When they finally get that, like, I got it now.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're trying to find all the different words to say it in so many different ways.
Yes.
And I found out, like, the simplest way is just show them.
Yeah.
And try not to over-explain it because they'll start, thinking and going too deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And how long were you training before you started coaching?
Good question.
A lifetime.
Let's see. First fight was like 2010.
Okay.
So all the way up until, I think I still was coaching at the time because sometimes our coach would have to go do something, so we would still teach the kickboxing class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess it's part of like the rite of passage.
Right.
So ever since I started, been teaching. There you go.
Wow, that's awesome though. I think that definitely contributes to making you a great training partner because you're training and coaching and like doing those things simultaneously. And what qualities do you think make a good training partner?
First and foremost, they have care.
Mm-hmm.
They don't try to hurt you, and they're not jealous of you.
Mm-hmm. That's
a good training partner. Training partner is not jealous of you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What are some examples that you've come across because like people don't understand, I feel like, what it's like when a training partner is jealous or has some animosity or maybe they want to prove a point. What does that look like in your gym for people? Like if people are doing that, how do you handle that as a coach?
First, I address them personally. I don't make a scene about it, so I would address the person personally. Because, people don't like to be called out in front of others.
Right.
So address it personally. If that doesn't work, then you have to address it publicly.
Mm-hmm.
And tell them that this is not going to be, this is unacceptable. Like my coach would sometimes be like, hey, man, it's not allowed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You start saying stuff like that, but you address it personally first.
Mm-hmm.
Pull them to the side. Maybe when they get a water break or something, you just, whisper it in their ear and see if it changes. If it doesn't, then you got to address it publicly.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Instead of shouting across the room.
Yeah. I think a lot of times people don't even really realize that they're doing something until it's pointed out and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Either that or they're just assholes and then you're like, enough of that. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like that happen. They arise.
Mm-hmm.
They arise.
Yeah, for sure.
It sucks that it happens. Who knows? Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they just got served divorce papers,
Yeah. You never know what's
going on. Granted, we don't want that energy in the gym, but life is getting pretty rough these days.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't know what everybody's going through outside. So back to the podcast. Tell us one piece of advice that you would give somebody that's just starting jiu-jitsu, from either a coaching standpoint or a training standpoint or just a man view.
It's going to be a cliche phrase. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just it. Have fun. You know, you might have a career, you know, you make your money somewhere else. Just have fun. This is a nice little release.
Yeah.
This isn't like your career.
Right.
Like, this is a hobby. This is fun. Have fun with it. Release it, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Get your machismo back, you know? Like, you know, for us guys, it kind of like makes us feel like we're tough again, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's true. I think the ladies feel that too.
It's empowering. Yeah.
It is empowering for everybody.
Getting ready for a competition. I think it was Pan Am's, and it was real tough, and it was towards the end of the training cycle. And my coach was like, Hopper, come sit down. And I'm like, no, I'm good, coach. I want to get back in there. And my buddy just totally wiped the mat with me again. And then coach let me sit down, and I was like, let me try it one more time. And he let me try it one more time, and I got wiped again. He was like, see, Hopper, I told you, you're tired, man. This is the end of the training cycle. You'll be tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, like, just enjoy the ride. And maybe if you have someone in your corner that you trust and listen to, they'll give you some good advice, and you will hopefully take it.
What's next for you, man? Like, are you going to be settled where you are now? Do you see yourself traveling around or moving anywhere else in the future?
Ideal place is to move back to Oregon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
The vegetables were so good. They got vineyards out there. Oregon is like a bastion, so I definitely would do that. But I have an LLC now, so.
Do you?
Tell us about it.
Yeah, tell us about that.
I've had it since like 2020,
mm-hmm.
but I never like had the opportunity to use it, or never took the opportunity to use it. So now I get to use it, and I'm basically an independent contractor. So It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I get to do my own taxes.
That's awesome.
That's always fun, you know. And I get to write off stuff. So it's pretty interesting, and it's something that I love.
Yeah.
I love martial arts. It's called the Rafa Effect. So, because I believe I have an effect.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Well, clearly, just like based on this conversation, like you've had an effect on us in the few months that we were able to spend with you. So
yeah,
that's so awesome. So if you could, besides Oregon, if you could train anywhere in the world next, where would it be?
Hawaii. I like the paddleboard. That's one thing I'm missing in Atlanta. I don't get the paddleboard as often if I was in like California or something like that. So I definitely miss it.
Any other like goals or anything that you're working towards or playing on, whether it's, you know, competition, training, coaching, or any other life stuff?
It's to build my business. That's just the main focus right now.
Yeah, I love that.
What's your business called? Tell us again.
The Rafa Effect.
And where can people find out about what you offer with that business?
It's on Instagram. I've never had the opportunity to take it this serious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice little fun process of, you know, building it, marketing it.
Nice.
Stuff and all that good stuff.
That's so cool.
What's the Instagram handle? Is it the Rafa Effect?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Awesome. We will we'll link it up to this episode and give it a follow.
Definitely check it out, everybody.
Yeah.
Follow, show support.
That's so cool. So I like to do like a little rapid fire situation when we kind of start to wrap up. Are you down for some rapid fire questions?
Oh man, let's go. What is this, like 2 minutes? Let's go.
Okay. All right. Gi or no gi?
Gi. What's
your favorite submission?
Armbar.
Takedowns or guard pulls?
Takedowns.
Beaches or mountains?
Mountains.
Go-to karaoke song?
California Girl, Katy Perry.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I would love to hear you sing that. So, what's your biggest pet peeve? Late. Oh, timely man. Okay, I like that about you, Rafa.
Late. Well, I've been late too. I take it so hard.
Yeah. What if you had to pick one animal to fight? Well, and we'll guarantee like whatever the animal is, it'll be your same weight class.
Mongoose.
That would be a fucking fight. Damn, I would watch the shit out of that. Would you rather have unlimited money or unlimited time?
Unlimited time.
Yeah, same. Yeah. All right. This is going to be a two-parter. If your best friend had to describe you in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Extrovert. Storyteller. Well, that's a noun, so no.
That's okay.
And reckless.
All right. And then same question, but how would your students or athletes, what would their 3 words be?
Caring, concern, and entertaining.
All right. Well, it was so awesome chatting with you, Rafa. We love you and we miss you, and hope that you come back to visit us soon. But we really, really appreciate you giving us your time today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It was good to talk to you guys again.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram at Chokeholds and Chill Pod, or shoot us a message at chokeholdsandchillpod@gmail.com.